Because first off, like, you've had some games in the past couple of years where teams had trap you, do different things, and it can be a little frustrating. And maybe you guys haven't always won those games. Did you kind of feel like you were able to pull through one tonight where maybe it had given you trouble playing this style earlier?
Yeah, I think it was just about staying composed. Like, we've worked on that in practice a lot. We know, obviously, like, from last year, like, that's something that we wanted to work on, and it's been something that's been an emphasis. So I think we did a good job, at least coming together and staying together. We didn't handle it the best at times, but we know we can learn from it now and move on.
Yeah, I'm assuming you guys were expecting it to be a pretty gritty game. Was there anything in particular that threw them off, like physicality-wise? Was there a lot of physicality, or was it something else that really was dominant? And not just the whole, like just what they presented to you guys as a matchup problem?
I think on defense, just being aggressive. I think that was the biggest emphasis. We knew they wanted to paint. So even though they weren't like the biggest shooters, we still wanted to come out and pressure the ball, use our hedges to kind of disrupt them. And then I think our post did a really good job on the roll rise. So I think that kind of disrupted them too.
Yeah, what problems did Joyner present out there? I mean, she was a force down low, got a couple of rebounds, and then she got a couple of buckets in the paint. What was just made her such a tough matchup?
I mean, we knew going into the game that she was, like, one of the best players. So we just really tried to, like, make an emphasis on making sure, like, she saw two people at all times and just making sure that we were all helping off each other so she wasn't getting easy buckets.
Yeah, well, all in all, you're pretty pleased with the perimeter defense. I mean, you guys have been one of the better perimeter defenses in the country the first few games.
For both Roe and Anna, at times, especially the second half, it seemed like, there were some long stretches without buckets. You both came up with some big ones, maybe when ECU was making some runs. Just what's it like for you when you're the ones that kind of are able to get you those baskets when it's a really key time?
I mean, I think it's just more so like my teammates just finding me. Like, I just happen to be open in the zones, but I just think whoever it is, like, I'm happy for her. I'm glad we, like, went on that little stretch where we were, like, shooting buckets. But I just think we all trust each other to put the ball in the hoop.
Kind of overall today, I know there were some stretches that you guys maybe wanted back, but to be able to come out with a win like this, this early in the season, to be tested like this, kind of how big of a confidence boost is it going forward, knowing that the non-con schedule is just getting harder from here?
Go ahead.
I think today was a good test. We obviously played some good teams, but I think as far as like physicality and like them being like super aggressive, I think it was like really good for us to see like what we need to learn and work on. So like moving forward, we like know.
In the fourth quarter, going back to 2022, so the players been around a little bit. When you lead in the fourth, your record is what now? 46-1. Did you even know that?
No.
John Barolo came up with this statistic. So that leads me to ask you the question about: is there a certain something that Coach O or the team says, the team focuses on in that fourth quarter to maintain and hold leads like this?
I think the biggest thing is just leaning on each other and staying together. Like, we know what got us to that point, and like I said before, he says, like, we can bend but we can't break, so just lean on each other, stay composed down the stretch, and, like, don't get too high or too low. Like, they're going to go on runs. We've had times, even, like, I don't know, Troy, like, a couple years ago when that girl, she scored, like, 6 points in the last, like, 10 seconds of the game. But just being able to stay composed and, like, close it out, I think it's just the biggest emphasis.
And, Annalicia, what did you anticipate that your role would be in tonight's contest?
I mean, I just feel like I just try to do things to help our team, no matter like what it is, whether it's the offensive end or defensive end. I just feel like I know I just had to come out and just be aggressive and just be confident in myself. I think that's just kind of like my big thing.
Row three games as a Duke. What's your feeling thus far? You're 3-0. You've made some contributions. How do you feel like you're clicking in here?
I feel like I'm doing good. I feel like I fit in well with the other guards and really the whole team, the chemistry as well. So looking forward to a great season.
Since I don't know if we'll see any of you before you head off to Notre Dame, can you just talk a little bit about that one? Obviously you're where you wanted to be before one of those games that everybody was kind of talking about before the season started. But like, what do you feel like maybe as a team need to improve on a little bit to keep it going there, and just what's the anticipation like for this group to play a team of that caliber?
I think the biggest thing, just taking care of the ball. That's a big emphasis that we could see from today. Like 20 turnovers is too much, and just being able to handle the press. We know going up there it's going to be a challenge, but I think everyone on our team is super excited and like believes that we can go up there and do something that people don't believe that we can do. So being confident in ourselves.